let's move on to this next topic. Now, this is in regards to the top 100 NFL players.
Oh god,
So,
I hate this one.
so what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna be honest. I was from Friday. Someone got crazy background noise. Who's that?
Might be Hefe.
All right.
Yeah, it's happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're having a cookout. What is
Yeah,
going on?
we good. I had to mute Happy. I don't know what's going on over there. He's a.
Well, I think it's 4th of July.
Okay. All right. All right.
Bro, Hefe.
Yeah. Hefe. You got to deal with what you got to deal with.
God.
All right. So this is what I want to do now. Just to put a little context, me, Lani, and Random definitely got into it on Friday, and I was definitely ready to cook them. I'm very ready, but I'm be honest. SummerSlam kind of cooled me down.
No. Keep that same fucking energy. Keep that same fucking energy.
I'm really all right. Listen.
Put up the
Listen.
screen and let's
No. I'm really trying to be like bridging the gap because I have a really good topic to do. But if y'all gaslight me, I'm gonna have to get nasty.
You're the
Oh,
one
you gotta do it.
Put just for the second
What's
gaslight.
the conversation?
I'm not gonna let you get away
Give
with
me
it.
a reference.
Lonnie, I have everything I need. I'm not worried at all.
What's the conversation about? Here's the conversation.
Run it, Riddell. If you have everything you need, then
Here's the conversation. So the top 100 came out, and Mahomes was ranked 4th.
Here we go.
And Riddell did not like it. And then when we told him, Lani told him, hey, first of all, I told him the players vote for this. This isn't us. They also vote from Thanksgiving to New Year's, right, Lani?
Yeah,
and Lani sent a literal link about how the NFL top 100 is voted on,
okay.
and then he got mad at it because he's saying that they're not better. That's not what the list is
What's
based
the number
on.
one? Who's number one?
It's Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill's number one.
So the number
It's
one.
who? I'm
so-
sorry, guys. No, guys. Who?
Tyreek Hill's
number one.
one.
It went Tyreek. Then it was Lamar, CMC, and Mahomes.
Oh my god!
I also said I would put
Miles
Lamar
Garrett should have been
Jackson number
second.
2.
Miles Garrett should have been second.
Hold on.
So that's another thing. Miles Garrett was 5. So let me
should have been
finish.
second.
So
He should have
let
been
me finish.
Let
Miles Garrett.
So I said,
and then
I said
I'm going to respond to everything. I try to move on, by the way. But
okay, yeah. So I said originally I was like, oh,
I don't
Mahomes should
think
be.
Tyreek's number one.
Yeah, I said Mahomes should be higher than Lamar. But at the same time, because I also had to look, I was like, hey, how do they make this list? So it's from Thanksgiving till New Year's is the voting system.
So then where's
That doesn't matter.
He might as well be top 7.
No, hold on.
I don't know what
You
cannot.
It's not about that. It's not about that. It's just about where Mahomes is ranked.
was at 4, and he said that they're hating on Mahomes for being 4. But I was like, if it's from Thanksgiving to New Year's, I looked at the last few games right before voting closed. Mahomes had arguably the worst game of his career
Against the Raiders,
and then he beat the backup quarterback to the Bengals. And
if we be honest, if it's last year between them times, he shouldn't be over that. If we doing that.
but
I'm not going that far. I'm not going that far.
Lonnie, but
the thing is, hold on, let me finish, Rand. The thing is, we all know that the list is shit. Jalen Johnson just said in a press conference like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, he didn't make it.
I wish I brought it up.
Make it.
He literally just went off saying that the list is bullshit because Jalen Johnson didn't make it. But he's like, the fact that Aaron Rodgers made it and he didn't even play makes no sense. I agree. The list makes no sense.
He's absolutely right.
No, what are you arguing for? If you say
what are you arguing for? That
you're the one who's arguing. You're the one who's arguing.
My turn.
I'm almost done.
And I'm also going next. No.
A regular season, because guess what? Tyreek, we all thought he was going to break Jerry Rice's record. Lamar was MVP. CMC, Offensive Player of the Year. Mahomes was 4th in arguably his worst season, his worst regular season. It's not
in no
a
way,
big deal.
shape, or form
He's mad.
is
He
Lamar
was
over
his worst regular season compared to those three.
That y'all are not
fucking
listening
asinine.
to. But hey, let Riddell go. We'll just
go
cook
ahead,
him
Riddell.
afterwards because he refuses to listen to common sense about this.
Stop it. Because there's no fucking refusing to listen any of that shit.
You literally refuse to listen.
Random, quiet.
You literally refuse to listen. Even when we get you literature.
Talk random.
Moving, quiet. Because how it started is I was like, yo, what are these players doing? This list, these players are just hating on Mahomes, right? Just starting to get the conversation. So I understood the list was terrible. But the fact that Random and Lani proceeded to try to make an argument for the list And then now they're coming on here and saying, oh, the list is terrible. Doesn't make sense. That's backtracking. What's the point of defending a list that you think is shit? That doesn't make sense. Like, what are we doing? That's just arguing to argue.
I said Mahomes at 4 makes sense, and you didn't like that. You didn't like that.
No. And then now you guys are bringing up all this stuff right here because a whole thing in the chat, like Random said, they put out an article. Like Random said, they gave an explanation. I know what you put in there. And now you were making the argument, well, it's based off this date to this date, based off the regular season. And you saw Lani start to start naming stuff. Tyreek Hill had a great season. Lamar Jackson won MVP. CMC had a great season. But the list is shit. Then what are you making arguments for the
list? Are you mad then?
It doesn't make any sense.
How is he mad then?
If you know the list is shit,
I know the list is shit.
If I know and you know, I could pull out example. And that's why I try to move on, because I could pull out example after example after example of the based off the regular season not meaning shit. If we all know this, then what are you debating? What are you
debating? Random, was he not the one with the problem?
Lani, wait.
Hold on, because I'm really about to crash out. He was the one that said he was going to cook us on this, and that it's a problem.
You started defending
hating on him. Yada yada yada.
Stop. No, we let you go. We let you go. This is my problem right now. Once again, he's saying that first things first. Riddell's lying to you. We brought all this up last night in the Telegram with him, and now we're saying that we're starting to do this now. The only thing that we said is that we understood how the players got to where they were based on when the time period that the players voted and the regular season. Guess what? I'm sorry, Riddell, that Mahomes happened to have the worst game he's ever had as a player during the time that the players were voting. We all agreed with you that Mahomes is better than every other person in front of him. We all agree with you. And then when we brought up Brady, guess what, Lani? What did Riddell say when we brought up Brady? What did he say?
That it was irrelevant. And then
even though the exact same thing that is happening to Mahomes right now happened to Brady. Case in point, 2015, when Cam Newton was voted the #1 player in the league, nobody, and I mean nobody, was saying he was better than Tom Brady. But he was voted #1. And we had this exact same conversation then that we're having right now. Riddell says he knows, but all we said was that we understand how the players got here. We weren't defending the list until you started attacking. So then me and Lani decided to get nasty. The player, we said this from the start. Woo! We know the players don't vote the way we would want them to. You're getting mad. You started getting mad at us because we understood while the players voted, we didn't vote on the list, nigga. They cuss out the people who voted because they're the ones that voted. They're the ones that thought that Tyreek Hill going for 2,000 yards was better, that Lamar winning the MVP was better, that CMC being the offensive player of the year was better. They're the ones that thought about it. And I'm sorry that Mahomes had the worst game he's ever had as a starter during the time they were voting. This is not who's the best player in the league because Mahomes will be chosen #1. This is who the players, once again, and I repeat, who the NFL players who played last season thought they played the best that season. That's who they thought. And for some reason, you refuse to get that through your head because of your Mahomes glaze. We all know Mahomes the best player in the league, but the players thought he didn't play the best. That's the problem here, that you refuse to understand.
He's the one saying he was going to cook us with all these facts, yada, 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 yada.
And we even asked him, based on the criteria of the list, and what happened last regular season, how is Mahomes ahead of those? And he never answered it. He never answered it. He's been waiting for 27 hours for you to answer the goddamn question, and you haven't answered it.
You started complaining about me being quiet, and you just went. So how about you keep some consistency?
How about you fucking answer the question we've been asking you since last night?
You just went.
Answer the question then, bro. Because we've been asking you.
You just went. And you're still talking. Thank you. All right, listen. Random just contradicted a bunch of everything that was going on within his own sentence. Like within everything he was saying, he was also contradicting himself. He says, when were we defending the list? And then proceeds to defend the list and say, Oh,
we didn't defend it. We understood. How is me understanding how something is made defending it?
Let him talk. Random. Let him talk. Let him just.
I'm not going to do that when he's fucking lying about what I'm saying.
You did defend it. You just said I understood, and then you tried.
That's not a defense. We just understand how it happened. Nobody liked it. Nobody liked it. We just understand how it happened.
So okay.
I understand. I understand that some people. I understand that somebody.
So Random. Do you agree?
You could shoot somebody. I can understand why you shot him.
We do not defending that you shot.
Do you agree with the list, Random?
No.
So that you can't understand it if you don't agree with it.
Yes, you can. You can agree with something but not understand.
Bro,
what are we doing? That don't even make sense.
I know.
You can't agree with somebody in the street.
I understand why this is so tough for y'all to understand.
Hold on.
Random, stop. Let me finish. If you understood your logic is, oh, it must be based off the regular season, and you understand that if you use that logic to this list, it doesn't make sense when you have George Kittle under Travis Kelce. You have Aaron Rodgers making the list at all over 32.
What does it do with Mahomes?
No.
Your problem is Mahomes is too low. Your problem is Mahomes is too low.
That's your problem. You just don't like the fact that Mahomes is 4, not 25.
I'm not finished. Like, you complaining and not letting me finish. When it comes down to it, if you understand that the logic of based off the regular season doesn't even make sense for the list, and it's inconsistent on the list itself, then what the fuck are you understanding?
What Marley just said right there. You can disagree with someone but understand how they got to that conclusion.
Understanding there. What are you understanding?
This is literally what you try to do all the time to agree to disagree.
Can I say something? So my question was, what is Mahomes' case to be 3, 2, or 1 over Tyreek, CMC, or Lamar, or Myles Garrett? Because I think that he should be above Lamar. But what? So basically, because we can make our own list. So what if we're making our own list right now? What's his case? Because you said he shouldn't be 4. You were mad that he was 4. You were mad that he was 4.
And y'all want to do a top 50
what's his case over Tyreek? What's his case over CMC? What's his case over Myles Garrett? Go.
I legit. I wanted to actually do that for the topic, but y'all wanted this. So now we here because I wanted to do that. I wanted to do that topic. Now let's be very clear. You couldn't answer that fucking question I just asked and the chat just asked because it doesn't make sense to understand a list that has no logic. It doesn't make sense. So
the chat knows
I can't believe we're doing this. I can't believe we're this common sense you're refusing to understand.
How do you understand a list that doesn't make sense? Tell me.
Let me
he's using the rest of the list.
Perfect example.
He's mad at Mahomes at 4.
Perfect example.
Forget the list. He's mad at Mahomes at 4.
That's the whole point of this. He just doesn't like the fact that Mahomes is 4, and he refuses to admit it.
Yeah, no, I'm staying on topic. You're talking about George Kittle and Travis Kelce. I'm talking about Mahomes.
That don't make sense.
Your problem is Mahomes. I'm talking about Mahomes. So what's Mahomes' case for 1, 2, or 3?
I really don't. I'm annoyed that y'all were defending a list that you two know that doesn't make sense.
Like, because we understand how the list was made. We're not defending it. We just understand how the list was made.
How do you understand?
Riddell, let me give you an example. Riddell, let me give you an example.
Think about it from the player's
perspective. Hold on, Jalen, hold on.
Exactly.
Let me give you an example, Riddell.
I don't know how Riddell's the only one not getting it. The chat gets it. Randy gets it. Michael gets it.
Everybody else gets it.
You're the only one who doesn't
get it. Riddell, let me give you a quick example.
Nobody gets that. Because
Riddell, hold on.
That goes perfectly into my bigger point. Because what we understand is it's not based off the regular season entirely. Because we can point out easy inconsistencies of the list. What we understand is based off their bias, and they have different criteria based off their voting. So if we understand that it's an inconsistent criteria for all these players, then why?
Yes.
What are we defending?
I agree with that. That's why I asked you that question. I said, because if we know it's based off the regular season,
the title doesn't make any sense.
Hold on, Brandon. Because if we know it's based off the regular season, if we know that's the criteria, I asked you. So if it's based off the regular season from Thanksgiving to New Year's,
it's not
your case.
It's not
your case for him to
not
though.
No, that's not what the list is based on.
Hold up. This is where you're wrong.
Because that doesn't make any sense with the list.
This is where you're wrong. They're bracing the regular season. They just vote from Thanksgiving to New Year's. That's when the votes are tallied and come in.
So based off of that, what is your case, Fidel?
This is where Mahomes got hurt.
What is your case for him being 1, 2, or 3 based off the regular season?
No. Now you're pivoting again.
How am I pivoting?
All right. if based off the regular season, how is Aaron Rodgers on the list?
And we don't like that.
That's what I'm saying. Your list. That's what I'm saying. Your list. I'm asking you for your list. How is he 1, 2, 3 off the regular season?
Stuff like that?
I'm not even talking about the NFL Top 100.
Not even that.
Early, there was a precedent set. Remember when Peyton Manning broke his neck and he didn't play? The players voted in 50. The players voted, so a precedent was set. I didn't like it. Lani didn't like it. None of us like it, but we understand how it is. The players
understand.
Hold on. To give you,
we can disagree with it. We understand that they do it.
Understanding. Tell me the
to give you the easiest example, Riddell. To give you the easiest example,
explanation isn't a defense.
This is not a defense at all. We're just explaining how the list was made. Once again, you just don't like the fact that Mahomes was ranked 4th when the players, which is a player's opinion, thought that the 3 guys in front of them played better.
That's how it started.
I just threw it out there because I was trolling, but he was trolling.
Now he was trolling.
Stop complaining.
By the way, he still hasn't answered your question, by the way, Lani. You've only been asking for the better part of a day and a half.
Because we're staying on topic. I'm not going to get
that's part of the topic.
No, it's not.
Part of the topic.
Stop complaining. No, it's not.
No, it literally is. It literally is.
For 1, 2, or 3, and you still haven't answered.
You still haven't answered.
No.
This is Representative Riddell in full effect. Make sure you go vote for him in November because his ass refuses to answer a simple ass question that was answered. That was asked yesterday.
That you're whining to me.
Answer the question. It's not whining. It's literally asking you to answer a question. Riddell, please answer the question.
No. So we're staying on topic.
Once again,
no. You want to ask a question? No. You guys want to ask a question?
This is absolute gaslighting right now.
It's a literal topic.
It's literally part of the topic.
So why should he be higher?
Why should he be higher, Riddell? Why should he be higher? Based on how they played last season, tell me why he should be higher than those 3 players.
Stop trying to shift the question.
It's the We're shifting the question. It's the same question. It's literally the same question.
The question.
You're literally going to make me crash out because you're refusing to answer the question.
The main topic is talking about the list and its logic. Stop moving it over. So when it comes down to it, how are you going to?
I was gonna gas.
I have a question.
I thought I was gonna gas.
I have a question.
Hold on. Let me finish, and then you can ask your question, B. I'll let you.
At least the chat recognizes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Christ. Oh my God.
Then what is the point of you using any type of logic of a list that you don't know the logic about? Tell me.
I can
how are you going to use any?
I can answer that.
How are you going to use any logic?
I can answer that.
That you guys know.
Wait.
Logic. Tell me.
Because that doesn't mean that every just because it's flawed at some points doesn't mean every player on the list is flawed. That's not how it works. That's just taking like the logic. That's just saying that like every single pick, like there's picks that you can agree with, even though that you might think that some of them might be flawed.
If someone said, Reek had the best, if someone said Tyreek had the best regular season, I'd be like, okay, I can see that. If someone said Lamar, the MVP, had a 2nd or 3rd best regular season, I could see that. If CMC had the 3rd best season, I could see that. If Mahomes had the 4th best regular season, I could see that.
All right, Lani. So you're saying that is based off the regular season, right? That's what you're saying the list is based off, right? Right.
That's what it's supposed to be. That's what it's supposed to be based off of.
Then if we know it's not, considering all the fallacies in the list, then how can you say it's based off of that?
Because you can say that for almost any voting sport, like for any All-Star game, any Pro Bowl where players get to vote. We see in the All-Star game that teammates vote for fucking Bowl. We know he's not a fucking All-Star, but people still do that shit. People vote for themselves. People vote for the 12th man. But guess what? We know at the end of the day, the list is gonna somewhat make sense.
We cook those lists too. So that's
we do.
Okay, then why
your main gripe is that someone's at 4, and I'm saying, okay, well to me, him being at 4 makes kind of sense. So what's your case for him being higher on the list? Like that's the main argument. Because you're saying you're mad that he was at 4. I'm like, but 4 kind of makes sense for Mahomes based off my internal list. That kind of makes sense. That's around the ballpark where I had him at. I agreed with you that he should be higher than Lamar. That was my first agree. That was the first. I was like, oh, he should be higher than Lamar. But the spot he's at should make sense. You think he should be higher than that though? Because I don't think. Because to me, he didn't have a better season than he didn't have a better regular season than Tyreek. He didn't have a better regular season than CMC. So it's like, okay, so what's your case for him having a better regular season than CMC? What's your case for him having a bigger regular season than Tyreek? That's my argument, not the list. That's my argument. That's my argument. What's your case for him having a better regular season than those guys?
See, and then we could have had a conversation about that. We could have a debate.
So that's what I've been asking you for 2 days. That's what I've been asking you for 2 days. I'm about to go gray, y'all.
Stop. No, because it started out with y'all defending the list. And then
if I scroll up, I'm pretty sure the first thing that set him off was, what's your case for him being above those 3? If I scroll up right now, I'm pretty sure that, because I have a great memory, Riddell. If I scroll up,
I don't care. Because I literally
no, he doesn't care.
No. I didn't.
I have it, Lonnie.
I wasn't. It doesn't matter when I. It doesn't matter when I.
Oh, if you said that, we could have had a conversation. But that's the first thing I said, and that's what set you off.
No. It doesn't matter what I responded to. I read the entire thing you said and then responded. I wasn't looking at my phone, so one message doesn't dictate my response. I was
literally just saying, if that's what you said, that we could have had a regular conversation. That was the first thing I said, and now you're saying, "Oh,
no, because I have it, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. I have the evidence. On August 2nd, Riddell sent the top 10 list, and he said, "Nah, this is just hate on Mahomes." Lani responded right back to him. He's like, number 1, he's like, question. Number 1 went crazy. Number 2 was an MVP. Number 3 was the offensive player of the year. It's not hate. Should he be higher? Sure. But I can't say it's hate when if it's the regular season, they all had better regular season. That is the first thing Lani said to you. And I responded, Lani's not wrong. I'm pretty sure it's mainly a regular season thing.
That's the defense I'm saying.
You can't, and I said you can't say in totality of the regular season that Mahomes was the best. If you don't believe me, I have it right here for you to see. Like
that's you. All right, I'm gonna ask everybody else.
It's just explaining it. It's just explaining it.
No.
It's putting logic to the list.
No. We all spoke. I'm gonna ask everybody here. Does that sound like you're defending the list? From what you heard from Lani and Random, does that not just sound like they were defending the list?
Oh my God. Jalen, you're muted.
Jalen, you're muted.
Yeah, my bad. I don't think they're defending the list. I think they're just looking at the list from a player perspective and how they came about to the outcome they did. Right? And clearly, they said because of the voting time frame that they voted from, being a short sample size of Mahomes not having the best set of games during the voting sample size, that's why they got to the conclusion that they got to. So I think that's perfectly fine. I don't think that defending the list is just acknowledging the reasoning behind the list. Defending the list, I think, is very different than trying to find out the reason why did the players, sort out the way they did.
Now, if we were like, the list is right, we agree with the players, we would be defending it. But that's clearly not what we said.
Didn't I say Mahomes should be higher? So how's that defending the list if I disagree with the list?
Jalen, does that make sense if the list has no reasoning, though?
If the No. I think the list clearly has a reasoning why. Like they said, that the players voted on a segment of games from starting to
hold on, Jalen. Let me say this: the players voted for the regular season.
Yeah, regular season.
But they voted. The voting happened between Thanksgiving and New Year's.
Okay,
so of course, the games that are happening during that period might have a big effect on the list.
My question is, how am I defending when in the first sentence I say Mahomes should be higher? How's that defending the list when I'm also disagreeing?
Your first sentence was Tyreek Hill had a crazy season, CMC, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, Jalen.
And then what did I say right after? Mahomes should be higher.
Yeah, you still have people over him. Jalen, my question to you then, if it's only based off the regular season, how is Aaron Rodgers on the list?
Well, I think Mahomes. This is about Mahomes.
So again,
no. It's about the inconsistency of the list. Stop pivoting.
Yeah, so
you're pivoting. You're pivoting.
No,
it was Mahomes. This is about the top 10 list.
No.
I think
it was always about stop. It was always about the logic of the list. No, I wasn't. It was always about the logic of the list. Y'all were defending the list.
You posted the top 10. You didn't post Mahomes at 90. You didn't post Rodgers at 90. You posted the top 10 list, and you were talking about Mahomes.
We got to put a pin in this, guy.
You did not bring up Rodgers then. You did not bring up Rodgers. I wanted Mahomes. That's you shifting.
Because I just want to say about the logic of the list. Stop.
I just want to say.
You were defending the logic.
We're not getting anywhere.
I was not.
Yeah, we're not. I said they're hating on Mahomes. That's not. How is the sentence they're hating on Mahomes has shit to do with Aaron Rodgers?
How about this? How about this? How about this? How about this? How about we go?
Early, you answer that. How does the sentence they're hating on Mahomes have shit to do with Aaron Rodgers?
It's 9 of us here. Let's just go in order. Jalen, do you agree with the list and the totality of the top 100?
That's not the right question to ask. That's not the right question to ask at all. Of course,
none
of us agree with the list.
What do you want to ask?
No, but none of early. This is what I'm saying early. None of us agree with the list. None of us do. But we all, at least me and Lani, can understand how the players got there. That's all we're saying. That's not defending the list or anything like that at all.
How that has to do with anything with Aaron Rodgers at 90.
Thank you, Marley. Thank you, Marley. That's the first thing he said was that they were hating on him.
What does that have to do with logic? What does that have to do with logic?
All right, let me break it down.
Let me answer. Jalen, do you think Patrick Mahomes should be 4 or higher?
No, Michael.
All right, so for me again, so for this list,
they are.
I think. Wait, hold on.
They are capping. You're capping.
We've been doing it for like 30 minutes.
You're not capping
Let's
at
just go
all.
order.
They are
the panel, please.
You are the one gaslighter.
No.
Trust me,
No,
I'm a premium gaslighter, and I have not gaslighted at all this entire conversation.
Please use common sense. Please use common
sense. You're the one not using common sense. You're the one not using it.
You said, "Oh, they're hitting on Mahomes, and now you're shifting it."
Premium gaslighter. That was funny. Go ahead.
No.
Oh,
please use common sense.
I got you.
Please use common sense.
The fact that you said, the fact that you're saying, "Oh, they're hitting on Mahomes," and now you're shifting it.
Nobody caught that.
Oh, logic for Aaron Rodgers. That's gaslighting.
No.
Very clever.
No,
that went over people's heads though.
Legit.
It was like it was good.
Yeah.
Just because someone said
something
initially, that doesn't make the core of the argument about that thing, especially once we start diving in to the core of the argument, which was the disagreement, was the logic you guys tried to apply to the list. And when I replied to that, was replying to the argument y'all tried to put out to defend the logic of the list.
What
are we doing?
What I was saying was not. I was focusing on the 3 players ahead of Mahomes, not the list in totality. It was these 3 players ahead of Mahomes make sense, and here's why.
Yeah, and that
has nothing to do with the list. That's nothing to do with Aaron Rodgers.
No, Lani,
90. The conversation was they're hating.
Common sense.
The conversation was. From my perspective,
you know what?
I'm going to walk you through it.
I'm walking you through my perspective. I'm walking you through my perspective.
I'm going to walk you through it.
The first thing you said was their players are hating on Mahomes. So I'm sorry that you saying players hating on Mahomes. I'm sorry, I didn't think.
I know. I don't talk
about Aaron Rodgers logic at 92. That didn't go into my brain. You were saying, they're hitting at Mahomes because he's at number 4. And I was like, let me look at who's number 1, 2, and 3.
I don't care about that.
This makes sense. That's my logic.
Okay, so what is the here's why? What is the here's why that you just mentioned before you went on your rant?
Because based off the regular season, Tyreek we thought was going to break Jerry Rice's record. Lamar had an MVP season. CMC, 20 touchdowns, going crazy. They all objectively, to me, had better regular seasons than Mahomes.
Okay, so
question. Did you think Mahomes had the number 1, number 2, or number 3 best regular season?
No, you notice how he never answers the question.
Because
notice how he never answers.
You said he should be higher, right?
He never answered higher.
So does he have the number 1, 2, or 3 best regular season last year?
I'm trying to stay on the point because
he's trying to stay on the point.
There we go. Because random, you never listen. So Lani, here.
You tell me I never listened, but you refuse to answer the question that's been asked for damn near 2 days.
He's at 4, but he won't say whether he should be 1, 2, or 3.
Answer the question, Riddell. Just answer the question.
I'm trying to walk me through, Riddell, and then at the end of walking me down, tell me where he should be.
Premium politics work right now, fellas. I don't want y'all to understand that.
All right. So the proposal, because now I can't believe I have to break down logic and debate now.
The
proposal was put in there.
Break down logic.
Break it down slow for me, Riddell, and then tell me where he should be, 1, 2, or 3.
When it comes down,
he's not going to answer
your first statement.
Just wasting your time.
You started out by saying things to defend it, like we all heard it. We all heard it. And then you said here's why. Here's why. Quote, based on the regular season.
Right.
My reply was about the whole argument of this list being quote unquote, based off the regular season.
Right.
That is the stepping off point because that logic of quote unquote, based off the regular season doesn't make sense because random knows, everybody here knows that this list has no consistency when you use the logic, quote unquote, based off the regular season. So the argument was not Mahomes. The argument is quote unquote, based off the regular season.
Quote unquote.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense.
So, but you being mad at Mahomes at number 4. So answer this. So why should he be over any of those 3? So answer that.
No,
so because you're saying
refuses. I swear to God,
they're hating on Mahomes.
You think you're speaking to him in Braille the way he keeps hearing this question.
Random, don't say anything because that was the first thing you said. Oh, he should be hot. That they're hating on Mahomes because he was at number 4. So the floor is yours. Why should he be over CMC, Tyreek, or Lamar?
So
or Miles Garrett for
now the argument. No. This question has shifted. Now the question is shifted to the different argument.
Guys,
we're not getting to a resolution.
What can we do?
We're not getting to a resolution.
Waddell is running masterfully for office right now.
Again,
running masterfully for office.
Listen. How about listening? Now the question has shifted. I
don't know why you telling me to listen when you haven't listened since the question was
asked.
You just keep on replying. I'm saying the first thing. Okay, so now we got clear. The first argument was based on the regular season thing. Now you ask the second question is, what is your argument based on the regular season? Why Mahomes is over someone else? That was not the argument was based off the regular season. I legit explained that already. So I don't know what is going on. So the second thing, now if we're moving over to a different argument, that is a different conversation. We can have that conversation, but that wasn't the initial argument. The initial argument is that the list is inconsistent and the based off the regular season criteria you said doesn't make sense, and we all know this. Do we all agree that the list does not make sense when it comes to based off the regular season?
Sure, Riddell. Sure, sweetie. We can move on.
Let's move on.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen of the open field jury, Riddell was asked the question at least 10 times in this conversation. The same question that you see here on the list.
Oh my
that
God.
Lonnie literally asked him first.
We are,
and he refuses to answer. Listen. We're the ones that are gaslighting. We're the ones that are chatting.
Random, you didn't listen to anything I said.
I legitimately did.
Wait,
no.
Can we have the conversation, Riddell? Riddell, quickly, let's have that conversation. Let's have that conversation.
While we sit there for 25, 30 minutes, watch this man refuse to.
I'm moving all you niggas. I'm removing all you niggas. I'm removing all you niggas. Jesus Christ, guys, we get it. We don't own that list. No one cares. God damn it.